we've got new James Bond odds. Bill Maher re-ups through 2024, and Roomba has a new poop detector.
Also, Britney's got a shiny new freedom ring. There's a big Bob Ross controversy, and a woman in Florida called in a bomb threat because she didn't want to miss her plane.
All that and more pop culture silliness this week on the Swish Edition.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
I got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your
It's
hosts,
very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
We got some breaking news, Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just came in right before we came down to the studio. The long-awaited third and final season of Succession on HBO is premiering on October 17th.
Hey, that's right around the corner. We're gonna have to watch like the last maybe 2 episodes of the previous season to,
I think so.
unless like I think all shows should do when it's been off the air for so long is
Do a 5-minute,
a long 5-minute preview before the episode
a
starts.
recap of what happened the season
Yeah.
before. And some of them do that. Anyway, super excited about this. It's one of the best shows HBO's had for a while.
Yeah.
And of course, we've talked about this before. We knew it was coming out in October. We didn't have a date. It's going to be a Sunday show. So I think that's when Sopranos used to come out.
Yeah,
Sunday night. Sunday night.
Sunday night shows are usually really good.
Yeah, Sex and the City was on Sunday nights. It's a good night to watch TV.
It is.
Because you don't usually have a lot going on.
Exactly.
We had a lot going on this past Sunday night.
My
We
lord.
had your entire family here.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be here for 3 hours. It turned into 9 hours. I came downstairs at 10 p.m. I'm like, it's time for y'all to go home.
Time to go. Well, I mean, we kind of knew that this basement was built for having fun.
Everybody wants to play our games.
Yeah.
And speaking of our new games, we talked about this last week, I think, right? We talked about the hoverboard with the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kept calling it a Segway. It's not a Segway. It's
Right.
a hoverboard that you stand on, but you can buy the seat attachment so you can ride it like a go-kart.
A little go-kart. Yeah.
Well, it finally came.
It's here.
The seat came on Saturday. The hoverboard arrived yesterday, and man, we played with it.
It's broken.
It's not broken. We fixed it.
It's just one of the the light strips doesn't light up like the rest of it, and I don't know if I cared too much about that to pack it up and get a new one.
I don't think so. I think it works fine. It's
Yeah.
fast, man. It's a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah, I was reading up on that. So the max speed is the 8 miles per hour, and the reason why you hear that beeping is because you are exceeding that speed,
Oh,
and it's something to do because the motor is not supposed to be going that fast, and I think you have a chance of like burning it up or something.
all right. So that
that
beeping is important.
Yeah, it means you've exceeded the 8 miles per hour.
All right, so we need to pay attention to that.
Right.
Well, I did that several times yesterday. It was super fun. We are very lucky because we have a really long driveway. I mean, you could literally park like 12 cars in a row.
Yeah.
Back to end. So we have a
It's
lot
real
of
wide towards the front, so it's a lot of places.
and we're in a cul-de-sac, so you can easily go out in the cul-de-sac and ride around without getting killed. You would definitely know if a car was coming.
Right.
So
It's
fun.
man.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. I think the kids will really like it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go online and buy those little mini
Orange cones.
cones.
So we can make obstacle courses.
Right, and then maybe we get some lumber together and make a thing that you have to go over.
That'd be fun.
Little
We
ramp.
could do a lot of fun stuff.
And set up like a little obstacle course for the next time that the nieces and nephews are here.
Yeah, well, and Dale's sister has one too, so she could bring hers
That's
over, and we
right.
could have a race.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this idea. Is it too early to talk about it? We're thinking maybe we're gonna go on a little super trip.
I mean, it'll be here before we know it, man.
Yeah, so we're kind of thinking that maybe for the whole month of January we might go somewhere and like rent a house, and of course that somewhere might be Vegas.
Right.
So I'm looking into it. I found some really decent options.
I was also wondering if you've given any thought to Palm Springs.
Yeah, I actually
more
thought
expensive probably because it's a season there.
Yeah, but since a lot of the houses that I'm looking at require a month-long stay in Vegas, I was thinking we'd do Vegas for 4 weeks and then go to Palm Springs for a week on our way home. It's not really on our way home.
It's 4 hours in the other direction.
I just think it would be so much fun. And obviously, we're going to drive and we're going to take the dogs because there's no way we're going to go away for 5 or 6 weeks without the dogs. But
we got more planning to do, but it could be fun.
It can be fun, and I think it's fairly reasonable. We'll at least save money on not heating our house.
Right.
I don't know. Everything else we still have to pay for. Hey, yesterday Wheel of Fortune came back for their 39th season. I don't know. Did you watch it yesterday?
Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
No.
They've got some new changes. This news came out this week that Sajak and Vanna White have re-upped their contract through 2024, so they'll be hosting that show for at least a few more years. Some of the changes that they're doing, we've talked about Wheel of Fortune on the show a lot. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
But they revamped the song a little bit. I haven't heard it yet, so I need to hear that. Same tune, but they've kind of jazzed it up, I guess. They're bringing their announcer, who's been there for about 10, 15 years. He's going to be on stage, so you're going to see him.
Oh, we're going to see him now.
Right.
Yeah.
He's going to be at a podium. Pat's also not going to spin the wheel. You know when time's up and he says, I'll spin the final wheel, the big one? He's not going to do that anymore because he's always thought that it's not fair, and whoever's controlling the board should spin it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's going to happen. They're getting rid of free play. You don't like this part. They're going to give you a $4,000 bonus if the same person wins all triple toss-up puzzles in a row.
Because
for a total of $10,000 for that.
What frustrates me with that whole game is like the puzzle where you win the trip. You know, if you win that, you're almost not always, but almost guaranteed to win.
That no one can catch up with you.
You just can't catch up. So if someone is gonna, what are they, $1,000 a piece, and then you're gonna get an extra 4,000 on top of that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. And it's hard to get people to catch up. So I don't think it's very challenging.
Yeah. And then in the very end of the show where you do the mini wheel, that bonus wheel, they're increasing the minimum amount that you can win if you get the final puzzle right, $39,000 in honor of their 39th season.
That's cool.
So it was 38 last year. Anyway, other re-upping their contract news is that HBO has renewed Real Time on HBO. Bill Maher, of course, through 2024. So
I think he's the HBO's longest running
talk show type show. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we love it. I mean, we watch it all the time. I hate when he goes on hiatus. He was gone the whole month of July and hated that.
And that was one thing that we...
Or August. Maybe it was August. I don't remember.
Yeah. And that was the one thing that we missed out on doing while we were living in Las Vegas, is actually having the chance to go and see him because he goes there so often. And we totally didn't do any of that.
That would have been super fun.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
I still get emails every now and then asking us if we want tickets. So that would be fun.
We'll make it out there.
Next time we're in LA.
He'll be there in January.
That would be super cool. Anyway, so we're excited about that. You do this next one because this is too much fun. You sent this to me.
I did send it to you because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Because I think everyone has heard this story. I like to talk about this because we actually own 2 of them, and I think they're great.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Roomba, the little robot vacuum cleaner
from iRobot.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Anyway, I think everyone has heard the story that a woman who had one. Because you can set these things to like a schedule where they just go and do their thing automatically, either while you're away or while you're asleep. Sure. And this woman had her set to run overnight while they were sleeping. And it turns out that one of her dogs had pooped in the floor, and the Roomba got a hold of it, and she woke up to just poop smeared everywhere.
It was everywhere.
And anyway, so I guess the iRobot Roomba team has put a plan together, and they now have a new $850 iRobot vacuum cleaner that will now detect poop.
And power cords.
That would be a great one.
Which has been a problem with us because we've got cords and different places that we have to make sure that we pull up off the floor a little bit.
Yeah, the problem is it's not so much the power cords, it's these little thin cords that we use for charging our phones that are all spread out throughout the house because they're a lot thinner than like a regular power cord, and it just sucks them right up.
Yeah. Well, this is exciting news, and fortunately, our dogs don't poop in the house.
We haven't had that issue.
We haven't had that issue once here in Delaware, so that's a good thing. It happened a couple times in Vegas.
Yeah.
Happened more than a couple times in Vegas. For some reason, one of our dogs decided that it was just, there was a certain room in our house, and he just got in his head that he could poop in there.
That was the bathroom.
And we couldn't stop him. It was ridiculous. So we had to put down those pee pads.
And then we encouraged him by putting down pads.
Well, because he wouldn't stop.
I know.
And then we get here, and he's not done it once. Not one time in this house.
Well, we do spend a lot of time outside.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we did there too.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. I don't understand why we had such a problem there, but not here. Anyway, thank God. Knock on wood. Is this real wood, my table?
Probably not.
Hey, if you guys are fans of Netflix's show Bridgerton, which we are, we're really looking forward to season 2. Can't wait for that to come back. Last Thursday, Netflix announced plans for this really fun special event that's going to be touring around the country. It's called the Queen's Ball, a Bridgerton experience. It's going to go to select cities in 2022. This is really fun. So this is a party. You're going to get dressed up. It's going to be all themed in the Regency era London. And there's going to be concerts. There's going to be a string quartet playing the songs that we just talked about this a while.
Yeah,
so they might be playing Britney or Dua Lipa. What's her name?
Dua Lipa?
Dua Lipa. They might be playing that kind of music, but they're playing it in the old Baroque style. Yeah?
Right. I like what they've done with the music in that show. It's fun. It's
really fun. You can go to Madame Delacroix's Modiste to get fitted for an outfit to wear to this costume party. You can go to an underground painting studio and get yourself painted in the royal, pose. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you might even get to meet the queen. So this is kind of fun. This is for really hardcore fans, right? Select cities are starting. They're going to start in Los Angeles, Chicago, Montreal, and Washington, D.C. in early 2022 before touring to other cities around the world.
Nice.
It's called the Queen's Ball, a Bridgerton experience. The tickets go on sale September 16th, which is day after tomorrow.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know just what they cost. I mean, it could be a fun.
I mean, I have no real desire to drive all the way to D.C. to go to a Bridgerton event, but I would like to see some video of it and see what it looked like.
Just to see what it's like. Yeah. That would be cool.
Now, if it was a James Bond event, now we put our tux on and get our martini. That would be fun. Well, speaking of Bridgerton and James Bond, it's long rumored that, say his name, Reggie Jean Page,
I think.
Yeah, he's the
or a true American would just say Reggie Jean Page.
There you go. Well, here's the breakout star of the first season of Bridgerton.
Right.
It's been long rumored that he's not going to be in season 2, but he did say that he may pop up in a cameo.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Okay.
But they've also talked about him as a possible James Bond, which some people really have negative views about, and some people think it's a great idea. But the odd makers who make odds of this kind of thing have now taken Reggie Jean down a peg, and now they have Tom Hardy, the English actor, who is about to star in the new Venom movie that's coming out. There Will Be Carnage, which looks really good. Have you seen the previews for that?
No, not for that one.
Yeah. So anyway, Tom Hardy is now at the top of the heap to replace Daniel Craig as James Bond in the next movie. No?
I said, uh-oh.
I like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he's much harder looking.
Yeah.
Than
there's a bunch of names out there.
Yeah.
Richard Madden, who was in that Bodyguard movie that we watched.
I think the only qualification is they have to be British.
I think they have to be English. They have to be from the UK.
Yeah.
Because, Sean Connery was Scottish, so you don't have to be British.
Okay.
You're supposed to be from that continent.
Yeah.
Or not that continent, that island, I guess. Anyway, there you go.
There you go.
Reggie Jean is going to be starring in a new remake of The Saint for television. So that's coming from Paramount. No, it's going to be a movie from Paramount. So he's busy with that.
Okay.
And there's a James Bond connection there because, of course, Roger Moore played the Saint back in the 60s on television. Did you
Really?
know that? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Good show. Good show. And for
I don't
all
even
of,
know the show.
and we're talking about things that are coming out. You've never seen The Saint?
Uh-uh.
It's kind of a spy thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
popular. It was a British show. Yeah. Anyway, No Time to Die, the last James Bond movie with Daniel Craig as James Bond, opens in theaters only October 8th. I don't know what theaters only means, but you did see the Disney news.
I did see the Disney
They're
news.
going to be releasing all of the rest of their movies in 2021.
Yeah.
Only in theaters.
But
That's a bullshit because it'll come to Disney Plus eventually.
Eventually, yeah. But so no more, it seems like that the premiere access is going away. Because I suspect you're going to have these in the theater. It's going to go back to its regular cycle, right?
Yeah.
Then it's going to go to where you can rent it, and then it eventually show up on Disney.
Yeah. So was this because of Scarlett Johansson?
I don't know.
Maybe they got scared,
Yeah.
man.
Or maybe they're just getting back to normal.
They could be.
bit.
Well, I hope we do get back to normal.
Yeah.
It's the way. I mean, the poor theater owners. They got the shaft, right?
Well, yeah.
They would need to get that popcorn. They don't make money off the ticket sales. They make money off the fucking popcorn.
Got that right. It's expensive popcorn, man.
So I want to know. You guys probably heard this news. Britney Spears. Will she get her happily ever after? Her hunky 27-year-old boyfriend Sam Agassi.
Yeah,
He proposed to her.
Asghari?
Yeah.
Sam Asghari?
I can't. Asghari sounds right.
Asghari.
Sam Asghari.
Yeah.
He proposed to Britney this past weekend, and I think he proposed because she's about to get her $60 million.
Yeah.
Her father was prohibiting her from getting married or having a baby or going on a trip or spending her money or anything under this stupid conservatorship that she's been under for 13 years. But also last week, Jamie Spears, her father, petitioned to end it. He thinks it's time. He doesn't think it's time.
He's getting pressure.
He's getting all this pressure from every single direction.
Right. And that's the thing. And we're not in this position. We have no idea what goes on.
We have no idea what
be,
really is happening behind the scenes.
The conservatorship could be totally warranted.
It could be. Well, she seems a little loony. So
Well, she's always been loony.
anyway, so she's almost 40. Sam's 27. That's a good deal.
Wow.
He runs a personal fitness business.
Yeah.
He puts training programs together and customized meal plans for people of means, I guess.
Okay.
Paris Hilton immediately posted, "Congratulations, love. So happy for you. Welcome to the club." And then Octavia Spencer,
Yeah.
the great actress who's now starring in Truth Be Told on Apple TV,
Yep.
she wrote, "Make him sign a prenup."
Right?
Isn't that horrible? But it's true.
It's
I mean,
true, though.
she should. On the next page, you'll see a picture of him.
Yeah.
He's Iranian. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He was born in Iran.
I mean, I don't follow Britney Spears. I didn't even know she was seeing anybody.
Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of research in this Bob Ross thing. You guys know Bob Ross. He's the very famous painter who I think made his mark on like PBS or something like that way back in the 70s and 80s. And he's very soft-spoken, and he would say, "Look at this little tree." And his brand just blew up after that. He became kind of a pop culture icon.
Yeah.
They even sell chia pets at Walgreens with Bob Ross's head, and you can grow his crazy
Yeah, because he had crazy hair.
afro hair, with the chia pets. So I didn't realize this, but this documentary came out at Netflix last week, and everyone's been talking about it. Because basically, after Bob Ross died, he got this company involved to kind of oversee his brand, right before he died. But I guess he knew he was dying,
Right.
And apparently, that the family of Bob Ross, especially his son Steve, who was very young when Bob died and didn't think he could run the company, so he got these other people to do it. There's been a lot of bad stuff between them. He thinks that they've, cut him out of all the profits all these years,
Right.
and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, this is a documentary. That's what it's all about. You guys can check it out. A lot of people are very pissed, and they said they'll never buy a Bob Ross thing again because they don't want these two people to get any of the money.
Right.
Right?
You actually, do you know who made this film, right? Melissa McCarthy.
Who?
Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, was she involved?
It's her production company who
Oh,
made
wow.
this documentary.
Well, of course, there's two sides to every story, right?
course,
So,
right.
of course, the Bob Ross Incorporated people, their names are Walt and Annette Kalowski, are saying that no, we haven't done that. We've actually have a deal with Steve. We've mediated out of court. It's been settled. This was settled before this documentary even came out.
Right.
You guys reached out to us for comment or to be included in this documentary, but you never told us that you were doing a documentary, and you never told us it was coming, that you were putting it together right now.
Right.
And we didn't get back to you because we didn't know what it was that you were doing. So they say if you had just gotten a hold of us the correct way,
Right. Yeah. That's kind of shitty if that's the way that it would.
It does seem shitty. So obviously we don't know the whole story.
Right.
They could be horrible, bad people. Maybe they are. But you at least, if you're going to do a one-sided documentary, like we've actually watched several where you're like, well, why aren't we hearing from the other people on the other side?
Right.
Either they declined to be involved or they weren't asked to be involved. But I think if you're going to do a hit job like this on somebody, you've got to sit down and talk to them.
Got to.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
It just seems unfair not to.
And then if they do say no, do you continue with the project or?
Right.
That's kind of, that's what
it just seems, and it seems like these people have a really good reason to sue the producers of this documentary.
Right.
Because it could hurt their bottom line, Anyway, I don't know. If you guys want to check it out and see for yourself, it came out on Netflix on August 25th. And the boycott is still going on, so we'll see what happens. All right, we've been talking a lot this year about these crazy, crazy people. What is it? Road rage in the sky?
I guess.
I mean, we've talked about the person on the airplane that punched the Southwest Airlines flight attendant where she lost a couple teeth.
Right.
And there's been thousands and thousands, no, I'm not joking, thousands and thousands of people who've been kicked off flights or have gotten fined or refused to wear their masks and are just really horrible people.
Right.
And yes, no one likes to wear a mask. But it's a federal requirement that you wear a mask on the fucking airplane. Wear your goddamn mask. This woman, she went a little too far.
This was it's amazing what people will do.
Her name is Marina Verbitsky, and she arrived at the terminal at Florida's Fort Lauderdale Airport last week with her husband and son, but they were a little too late, and the plane was about to take off. They closed the door 10 minutes before?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they don't open it.
They will not open it. She couldn't get on. So she went crazy. She started screaming at JetBlue employees with profanities and stuff. And at some point, the employees told her, well, you checked your bag out at the curb. It's on the plane. The plane's going. You're not. And then she went bananas. And she goes, well, there's a bomb in my luggage. You can't say that at an airport.
Right.
Because they have to take you seriously.
Right.
Even if they know you're joking, they have to take you seriously. So, of course, they stopped the airplane from taking off. These people, they thought they were going to just, then get aboard.
Right.
You have a bomb? Come on aboard.
Right.
We'll get you home tonight.
Or it's just petty. It's like, if I don't go, then no one's going.
That's exactly what happened. The plane did not take off. It got delayed. The passengers were escorted off. They looked for a bomb. Of course, there was no bomb on the airplane.
Right.
She's now facing charges with false reporting concerning a bomb, obviously explosive weapons, mass destruction, blah, blah, blah. Her bail was set at $10,000. She was arrested, and a judge has ordered to undergo a mental health evaluation. I love that. Don't you?
It is awesome.
But there's nothing in the article that says you're banned from life from flying on JetBlue.
Exactly.
Or how about any airline?
No airline. If you're threatening with potential bombs on airliners, then you should not be allowed to fly.
One of her family members said, it was a mistake. She was nervous about her son needing to go to school the next day. It was a mess, and it definitely wasn't what she meant to say.
Who the fuck cares?
Doesn't matter what you meant to say, you bitch. Marina Verbitsky. You're going to be driving to Disneyland next year.
Exactly.
I hope. I really hope that someone keeps her off the skies.
I really hope that the airlines are doing that.
They have to. Please do it.
I mean, you gotta make a punishment harsh enough to make it sink in.
Also, in this article, I didn't write it down here in our script, but in this article, it talked about another guy who did this recently or last year or something. They banned him from the airport for life. So, I don't know. So, you just go to a different airport.
Right.
Right? So, it's just kind of stupid.
I don't know. There should be more severe punishments. or stuff like
there
that.
really should be.
And like this one,
$10,000.
Like this one is no fly for the rest of your life.
No fly for
But
the rest of your
people
life.
Who do fights on airplanes? Then
Yeah.
you should be like no fly for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like you're just done for.
Or
5
certainly
years.
for that airline.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
Yeah. I think like that. Like when you're fighting on an airline, that all those airlines should share that information.
Yeah.
And say this is what this customer is.
Yeah.
You do with it what you will.
Yeah. Well, the casinos in Vegas do that when they blackball someone.
Right.
They share that information with all the other
Yeah.
casinos.
Or even like the TSA. Like why isn't the TSA forbidding people from flying? They can do that.
I don't know.
Put them on no fly list.
Exactly. And the no-fly list, when you try to buy an airline ticket, they look at the no-fly list to see if you're on it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it always takes 30 minutes to an hour to get your ticket issued to you.
Right, because they got to do the checks.
check-in.
That's right. So Californians are voting today whether or not to oust current Governor Gavin Newsom. We don't usually talk about politics on the show. I try very, very hard not to.
Yeah.
I think we've only said the Trump word, half a dozen times in the last 4 years. I really don't like to do it because I don't want to alienate anyone.
Right.
And we, whatever.
We get enough of it on TV.
We get enough of it everywhere, constantly. Social media, the news, it's everywhere. But I got to talk about this because it's just such a shit show in California, that state which, California has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I realize it has a lot of gorgeous stuff too. Gorgeous state. And we're just talking about the fact we want to go there.
Right.
Palm Springs, love it.
Don't want to live there, though.
Some of our best listeners live there. It's a gorgeous state. Our favorite wines come from there. But on Sunday, Republican frontrunner Larry Elder appeared in Los Angeles alongside, get this, Rose McGowan,
Wow.
who accused Newsom's wife, they call her first partner, Jennifer Lynn Siebel Newsom. Why is she first partner and not first lady of California?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, maybe they're not married.
Oh.
Of pressuring. So Rose McGowan said that she is against. Wait, no. Let me stop. Jennifer Lynn Siebel Newsom pressured her against speaking out against disgraced movie mogul and now convicted sex offender Harvey Weinstein. That's her claim. That's Rose McGowan's claim.
Right.
So that's why she's backing Larry Elder. That doesn't make any sense. But instead of supporting Newsom, McGowan encouraged Californians to think outside of party labels and vote for Elder, whom she called the better candidate and the better man. Anyway.
Wow.
Of course, Newsom said these allegations are outrageous and false and says everything you need to know about Elder's campaign. That they'd pull someone like Rose McGowan out. Rose is, she's serious when she gets an issue. She goes out there and goes after people. She kind of really started the Me Too movement, really.
Right.
She was like...
Was it her or the other one from Charmed?
She is the one from Charmed.
The other one from like Who's the Boss and Charmed.
Yeah.
That one.
Alyssa Milano.
That's the one.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Rose McGowan that really started it. But I don't know. Anyway, meanwhile, Los Angeles Times columnist Gene Guerrero called the California Republican gubernatorial candidate, Larry Elder, a white supremacist on CNN this past Sunday.
What?
Larry Elder is black, so not sure how he can be a white supremacist. She added that Elder possesses a very real threat to communities of color and criticized them for refusing to engage with substance of criticism.
Wow. It's just a mess over there.
He's
It's
a real
shit
threat to
show.
the communities of color, and he's a black man. They just don't like him because he's a conservative.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But is he? This article from Politico about Larry Elder that I read, it's a really long article. So basically there was this black chick who
read this.
wrote an article called My Butt.
Right.
This is back in the 90s, right?
A long time ago, yeah.
A long time ago. And it got lots of uproar because she was talking about black women and their butts and their relationship with their butts and the world's relationship with black women's butts. That was the theory of this article or this opinion piece that she wrote.
Stupid piece.
Right. So she one day heard Elder talking about it on the radio, and she called in, and she was really surprised to be put on
the show.
And then I guess it went well, the conversation. And so they called her and said, how would you like to come into the studio and do a whole segment with him about this piece? So she's like, well, how could I say no? Right? You say yes to things like this. So she went in, And she said it got really heated, and he was on one side and she was on the other. And they went back and forth and back and forth, and lots of call-ins were on both sides of the issue. And then they went to commercial break, and he leaned over and said, I agree with you completely.
Right.
I'm doing this because
It's a shtick.
if we didn't do this, there would be no show.
Right.
And he said, look at this. The phones are lit up. We got tons of people waiting to talk to you. And he was really excited.
Yeah.
So he's like,
all the shtick.
basically her opinion piece in Politico this past weekend was like, listen, he could have changed. He might be a different guy now.
Right.
But let me just tell you what happened back then.
Right.
That, and I think there's a lot of Trump things like that. Donald Trump also does a lot of shit like that. I don't think Donald Trump believes half the things he says. I think he does it because
It gets attention.
that's what he needs to do to
win the day.
Yeah, and to excite his base.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I think there's more of this than we know.
And a
happens.
black Republican conservative radio show host is going to get a lot more attention because he's black, right? So he stands out. And so he decided early on, this is my stick. I can make something of this.
And it's working.
And it's working for
working.
him. Yeah. Anyway, so by the time you guys are hearing this episode, you might already know what's going to win. You either have Gary Newsom sticking around, or it's going to be Larry Elder. I think that's what people believe. It could go either way. Yeah, so we'll find out. Anyway, I don't have anything else. How's that for you?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm hungry.
I know. Well, then we'll go eat then.
I like it.
All right, you got a new binge bomb this Friday?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it's episode 2 of the season 2. 2.
2. That's right.
Cool. I'm excited about that. We got some stuff to watch, so we'll be ready for that. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Ha ha ha.